Elon Musk's bid to take over Twitter has generated a lot of questions, like whether or not the billionaire businessman will actually end up taking the reins of the social media company. And to get that out of the way, I'm recording this at 1 in the afternoon? So depending on what Elon has tweeted in the last 15 minutes and when you're seeing this, who knows? But beyond the will he or won't he of this deal is the larger debate about the ownership of these platforms that play a significant role in the way we communicate today. What does it mean when one person can just take over a platform and alter it to fit their ideology? When you heard that the world's richest man wants to buy and is now in the process of buying Twitter, what went through your mind?
Deeply troubled, but troubled in general with where big technology companies have gone.
That's Ramesh Srinivasan. Full disclosure, no relation, he just has a great last name. He's a professor at the University of California, Los Angeles, studying the relationship between technology and different societies, political contexts, and economic environments.
The governance of technology platforms has always been in the hands of very few people. But when one specific individual has the opportunity to spend $44 billion and pick up an extremely influential social media site that has such influence on journalism itself, that's very troubling and problematic for me.
Let's use the situation with Elon Musk as an example. Musk has been known to publicly brainstorm ideas, including on Twitter, so we're not going to parse through all of the individual tweaks and changes he's floated, but he has repeatedly discussed the idea of making Twitter an epicenter of free speech, or at least free speech as he interprets it.
A good sign as to whether there is free speech is someone you don't like allowed to say something you don't like.
Musk has also said he plans to align Twitter's policies with the free speech laws in the countries where it's available. So in the United States, for example, any speech that would be considered a crime, such as violence inciting hate speech, would not be allowed on Musk's Twitter. As Ramesh cautions, though, this approach ignores years of research into the way social media works to elevate unmoderated content.
What we've learned online, including on Twitter, is that content that is more inflammatory, that is often conspiratorial and fake, if you will, tends to rule the platform. So rather than those kind of voices being kind of on the margins, the marginal voices have dominated the center of the platform, in a sense, in terms of the visibility and virality of content. Because online, what is viral is more visible, right? And so what is viral tends to be content that is conspiratorial because of algorithmic predictions around maximizing one's attention.
Twitter has instituted moderation policies over the years to address the more extreme content on its platform, perhaps most notably moving to suspend or ban users who share hate speech. But Musk has indicated that policy is likely to change with him at the helm, pointing to a controversial example.
I do think that it was not correct to ban Donald Trump. I think that was a mistake.
Elon has said it was, quote, foolish in the extreme. What is he not getting? He basically says that you should only be taking spam bots offline, not real people, and certainly not forever.
First of all, when Trump was deplatformed, that came in a sense when it was already too late, right? Like his actions had really spurred on the January 6th insurrection, and that was thriving and going viral across many social media channels. So that's first. Second is, most studies have shown that when former President Trump was deplatformed, the amount of disinformation on these technology platforms reduced by something around 70%, approximately. Third of all, there was a lot of information showing that what Trump was often amplified by, Trump's content, was by bots that are intended to do exactly what we were speaking about earlier, which is amplify content that's predicted to go viral because it's so outrageous.
Ramesh's point speaks to the broader issue of how algorithms drive all these social media platforms we enjoy, including the one you're watching this video on right now. When it comes to Twitter, Musk has proposed making its algorithm open source, meaning anyone can have access to it, in hopes of removing some of the mystery associated with what content is surfaced in users' feeds and solicit suggestion. He's also expressed a desire to weed out the bots. scams and spammers that try to create fake influence on the platform, and to make the imprint of Twitter employees on the timeline more transparent. If Elon Musk has an inbox, what's your suggestion to him?
I would say, please, listen to the right kinds of folks who actually do work in understanding civic society and do work in actually understanding free speech in an actual contextual sense in the United States, right? Getting everybody together so we can build these systems together in a more win-win type of manner. I don't think we have to be in this mindset where we think that either big tech wins and all of us lose, or the other way around. Folks in the tech world have to be sort of pressured or convinced in some way that they really can work with the rest of us.
Clearly, there's a lot we still don't know about what the future of Twitter looks like, or how this shift in the social media world might influence bigger conversations about algorithms, ownership, or potential government regulation. So stay tuned. I'll try to keep you updated on what this all means when it comes to combating misinformation. Until next time, I'm Hari Srinivasan, and this is Take on Fake. Thanks for watching.